If you feel nervous when you try to speak English and you have some sorts of fear, you don't have confidence, and you want to apply for a job, but you think if you go for interview, you will not face interview, or maybe you want to do a job at whatever post, but English is like a barrier on your way to get your target call. So don't worry, you can become a fluent speaker in English. Follow my tips that I'm going to share with you. First thing you have to understand, English is not our mother tongue. Our mother tongue is Hindi. Like my mother tongue is Hindi. I learned Hindi through listening. And the more I understood Hindi, the more clearly I spoke Hindi. So this method, if we apply, can we learn English? No, we cannot learn, because for that we have to create such an atmosphere in our family that all the people would speak English and nobody would speak Hindi or any other language. Only people have to speak English. Can we create such atmosphere? No, we cannot create such atmosphere here. But what we can do to learn English fast and to learn English naturally, and we can become a fluent speaker in English. We have four aspects of learning any language. The aspects are listening, reading, writing, and speaking. These aspects are very, very important if we want to become efficient in any language. So we will discuss all aspects, their importance. So first aspect is listening. Can we directly start learning English with listening? No, we cannot, because we have ears, but we cannot understand English. We are only capable of listening something. We cannot do that properly, because listening means understand something. When you listen something, you should also understand that listening doesn't only mean to only listen, that you should only understand that what you listen. Okay, so when you listen something, you should understand that. So you cannot directly start with listening. So, and then it comes to writing. Can you start with writing directly? No, you cannot write. You cannot directly write something. So what you can do, you cannot start with the listening, but you can start with writing and reading. These two things are important. If you start with reading and writing, so you can improve two things, listening and speaking. And I'm going to share with you how. So first, you have to understand how to read English. First, you have to learn how to read properly. Maybe your pronunciation is not good, so you have to improve your pronunciation. So first, try to read properly. If your level is basics, you can start with storybooks. Storybooks are very easy. You understand them easily, because the words are used there are quite easy, and you can easily pronounce those words, and you can also understand their meanings. So start first reading. When you read something, you will not understand in the starting, but what you have to do to understand reading is writing. So you have to start writing, but only copying something, it's not about writing. First, you have to understand how to write. So for that, you have to learn a little grammar. First, listen very carefully that I'm going to share with you. Yeah. Okay, English is only a language. I'm going to tell you what is like. In English, there are only 26 letters. Oh, that's it. And these 26 letters are very essential. All things are going on in English only because of these 26 letters, whether the words, sentences, statements, and all about that is going on because of these 26 words. These 26 words have two sections, vowels and consonants. We have 5 vowels and 21 consonants. These vowels and consonants make words. And when they make words, we have lots of words in English. But do we know all the words? No, we don't know all the words. As we speak Hindi, do we know all the words in Hindi? We don't know. But we know only those words which are commonly used, which are generally used in communication, in daily to daily communication. We only know those words. So it also happens in English. All the people don't know all the words in English, but they only know those words which are commonly used in daily to daily communication or in their work, in their office, in whatever the work they have. So now it comes to understand words. There are a lot of words in English. Do we know all the words? We don't know. But we can understand one thing. There are only 8 types of words in English. That is called parts of speech. You don't have to master in parts of speech, but you need to understand what are parts of speech. There are 8 types of parts of speech in English grammar. They are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. So we don't need to master them at all. We only have to understand what are they. So after all that, what is our main aspect? What is our main target in English? Is to make sentences. So I tell you again, letters and words, and now it comes to making sentences. Our main target in English is to make sentences. The sentences we speak, the sentences we listen, the sentences we write, the sentences we read in English. That's it. We read sentences, listen, speak, and write everywhere. And these sentences are made of words, and the words are made of letters. Very easy to understand. So you have to start like this. First letters, words, and sentences. How to make sentences? For that you have to learn how to make sentences. Okay? So if you happen to understand how to make sentences, but you don't have to make sentences from your mother tongue to English. You have to make sentences directly. Once you understand the art of making sentences, you can easily understand reading, and when somebody speaks to you, you can also understand what is he is speaking in English. Then you can create ability to speak English. This process is very long. I'm sharing this process in a minute or in some minutes, but this process is very long. It's gonna take some months or more than that, but you have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. You have to devote yourself to this journey of speaking English. Try to understand little grammar, and then you can understand reading, and then you can also write something in English. Then you can understand listening. When somebody speaks to you, you will listen, and slowly you will speak English. This process will make your journey smooth. First, start writing and reading, and then listening. You can understand, and then you will speak. You will speak English naturally. This is something this happens.